Journalism and Grasshopper Media?
I just want to be there to provide that alternative to cover the things that the mainstream media is obviously neglecting to, if not purposefully avoiding. Most specifically, with 9/11 is what I started with, and funny enough, Grasshopper Media was in Montreal when Richard Gage came for a very large show, 700 plus people at a university.
Yes, that's right.
That day when we were having lunch with Richard Gage, CBC came and asked for an interview, and I proceeded to say, can I interview also at the same time? Can I be there and film it? And I was invited, of course, and I stood there, and I filmed the whole interview with CBC. And later on that evening, it was aired, and I recorded 13 minutes worth of amazing, wonderful, fantastic footage from Richard Gage.
Yeah.
The man was speaking from his heart, saying about how we need truth, and we just need to answer some of these questions, and we need public support. And all of that was neglected from the CBC article.
Yeah.
All of it. They brought it down to an incredibly small. So Grasshopper Media is just there as an alternative, for those people who get neglected and just need that message to get out. Most especially 9/11 Truth. We try and be at all the 9/11 events.
Yeah, nice.
And try and help out with that.
I remember that CBC piece. There was maybe a 2-minute TV clip, and it was for the most part a hit piece. Yeah. But yeah, I played that on my show, and then I also played. Who was it? Was it Sonia? I think interviewed Gage.
Yes.
Afterwards as well.
Yes.
Or maybe you were the cameraman behind that. I'm not too sure.
Well, we all bounce around. We share a lot of footage. You see, that's the thing is, when we start to share just the footage, it's just the information that we need to share. It's not necessarily having opinions. It's just information at this point. And yeah, with all of my friends that I'm involved with, there is the Truther Girls, as you mentioned. Sonia is great. She's a huge inspiration.
Is it Sonia or Sonia?
Sonia, yeah.
Okay, I wasn't positive.
Either way, yeah, no, she's great, and Karen's a wonderful inspiration to us all too.
Nice.
And we're always learning, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you know for sure?
What do I know for sure? I know that I probably don't know a lot for sure.
There you go.
If you were asking me that question, what do you know for sure, Max?
Uncertainty. Uncertainty. That's one thing we know for sure. A guy named Neo in Vancouver told us that once.
Okay.
Yeah. We're in the Matrix.
Let me see. Niels Herret, a chemist out of Copenhagen, is going to be doing a speaking tour across Canada. He's going to be in Victoria and Edmonton and Vancouver and maybe Hamilton and a couple other spots in Ontario, I'm hoping. So maybe it'll be in your neck of the woods and you can do a little bit more footage there of that event. And another big event that might be coming through Canada, John Boncourt, Splitting the Sky, contacted me and said, would you like to set up an event for Cynthia McKinney to come through on a Canadian speaking tour? Oh,
that would be great.
Yes, it would. So get a hold of Splitting the Sky, and
I'm actually in contact with Splitting the Sky. We covered him when he came to Montreal.
Okay, good. Yep.
I have a video up on my YouTube channel, which is YouTube/Find It Here First.
Yep.
And it's called Splitting the Sky Wide Open.
Nice.
And Splitting Sky John, he's got such an amazing story, and it goes right back, like 30 years now, and his autobiography is huge, and Cynthia McKinney is just fantastic. All the support that she gave to him through the course of his lawsuit there.
Yeah, I think she was the only American politician that seriously... she was, I believe, a 7-time congresswoman out of Georgia, and what they did when she stuck her nose into 9/11, they changed the voting... I'm not too sure how to explain it, but you can change the parameters of your constituency, and they set it up in such a way that they got her voted out next time.
No way.
Yeah, so that was the end of that. And then, of course, she ran for president, leader of the Green Party as well. Mm-hmm. Fantastic woman, brave as could be, and she hosted a... I'm not too sure what you'd call it, a symposium, but she got together a lot of early 9/11 truthers and put on... Shoot, it might have been more than a one-day event. Are you remembering?
I think it was 2 or 3 days there where they were all talking. Everybody was talking, and Anthony Hall there he's a fantastic guy too.
Yes.
And they were all talking about it. It's truly amazing that Cynthia McKinney's the only American politician to support John Boncour with his history as being the guy from Attica.
Yeah.
Who, during that time, being charged as the only guy to commit murder and being put away for it, and then all of the American politicians who supported themselves and got themselves popular by helping John Boncour, and now he's only got Cynthia McKinney supporting him. Well, of course, to do the most admirable thing and try and arrest a war criminal such as George Bush when he's within your vicinity. Yes. we all should be able to do that duty. Yeah,
indeed. I was following that story fairly close with John over the last 2 years, and good for him. And there is talk. You've probably seen it online as well. Suggesting, Bush better be careful what countries he goes to.
Oh, yeah.
So all of a sudden, the heat is turning up a little bit on the Bush administration and their, bogus war of terror.
There's just too much evidence.
Yeah. You look at the 9/11 official story closely, and you find that I'm not too sure if there's anything in the official story that survives the test of scrutiny.
Yeah, and especially with Niels Harrit. With Niels Harrit there, and I listened to your show last week with the clip, and how he was saying that it's nanothermitic, basically. He's found traces of what he believes to be this, right? But it's something more, he says. It's something he's never encountered before, something none of us have ever encountered before. So we need as much public support, or at least scrutiny onto this, scientific and on so many other levels. Niels, just him finding the nanothermite itself, that was just days before I got into this truth movement when I met Richard Gage the first time in Montreal.
Okay.
And, it's only been around, the nanothermite's only been around, like the actual peer-reviewed scientific article that he did. It's only been around, 2 years now, but it's definitely making its rounds, and I'm sure it's helping a lot of people. Despite the fact that we can all watch the BBC talk about World Trade Center 7 going down, we do need scientific backing for this in order to get a real investigation, and hopefully that is the end result if we don't end up doing it ourselves, right?
There you go. Well, there has been quite a few citizen assemblies. There was one in my hometown, San Diego. They put on a 3-day event and brought together many researchers and legal experts. And their conclusion was that at some aspect of the American military complex, they were the guilty party.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Anyways, so tell me, now 9/11 was the wake up for you. Is that what you were saying?
That's right. I asked when I was sitting down. I had been invited to Montreal to see Richard Gage because I had seen the movie Zeitgeist, okay, and then it talked a little bit about 9/11, and I got from that movie that I needed to ask some more questions. So Ottawa Fro from Ottawa. Who's got a great, he's We Are Change Ottawa. He started it up, and he's done some great stuff by confronting Suzuki's daughter there on global warming, and Kevin Trudeau and a couple others. He invited me to Montreal to see Richard Gage, and it was a fantastic show. He's talking about the nanothermite. It had just come out, and I asked myself, I'm sitting there, and I'm asking myself, what do I know for sure? Well, if I know that I felt it before that there was something up with 9/11, but now that I'm sitting here listening to an architect explain it, and he's got engineers that are making videos for him, and they're doing the calculations with numbers, because mathematics is the language that we all understand. And from that point forward, I'm like, what else can I do? So I just started making videos, and I just started, meeting other people. The Truther Girl, she was a big influence on me. We both started around the same time. We met at a conference in Montreal called Adapting to a New World Order, where Henry Kissinger was.
Oh, no kidding.
Madeleine Albright, and we were both just getting started at the time, and it's the least that we can do to satisfy our own questions by asking them, and then reflecting on them. We're just presenting information and our opinion, but as information, because we're not scientists, we're not professionals,
Right.
We're just regular people.
So this New World Order people put on a conference and included New World Order in the title of it?
They actually did. It was called Adapting to a New World Order.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it blew all of our minds, and yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. And it was a 4 or 5 day actual event.
Okay.
I actually succeeded to get into the event. They thought I was a tourist or something like that. I just walked in with my skateboard, and I got the concierge to take pictures of me. But that kind of thing, like the "We Are Change" style, we do need to confront these people. Accountability is the only thing that we really have.
Mm-hmm.
When all the people are watching, when all